They say you can't really fight the world while you're fighting yourself. I guess there's a lot of truth to that, honestly. Like you'll ball your fists in a crazy way, and you'll just keep kind of punching and going and doing, and you're not really accomplishing. I've never been a competitive person, like my whole life, really. There are joking moments where I have found it necessary to kind of go back and forth with people, but I don't I don't yearn to be number 1. I guess that's kind of what I love about being a painter. Like you just make, and there's so many opinions on what's best and what's good and what isn't, that it all kind of blends and flows. You can have a million favorite artists. I love that. I love that I can love Rothko, but I can also love Basquiat and Kahlo and Spotsworthy. It's just kind of it's just kind of perfect that way. I was a fighter at one point in time in my life, like an actual fighter. Like I laced up my gloves and greased up my calves and kickboxed for a long time. You wouldn't expect that of me now. Uh, I'd much rather pick up a spray can than put my hands up. I won't say that the rage doesn't occasionally stick in my mind on things. I can be angered just like anyone else. I'm not perfect. But, I don't know. There's so much more in making than there is in the simple act of just fighting for the sake of fighting. Like you don't get anything out of it. So many of these kind of things that go into canvases are made up on the simple aspect of you are fighting internally with an image that it needs to come out. And then when it's out, it's out. And then it just kind of goes. I think in many ways, paintings for me are kind of like little wars, little battles. I don't get distracted about anything else. And that itself is a distraction from everything else. But I'm never angry at myself for spending a long time on a painting. I feel relieved, blessed, happy, sad, just everything. You know? You go about kind of all these things wondering about how you're going to look and feel on the edge and how they go. And the truth is, you just make things. You just continuously keep making things. Because the idea of not making things is. Now that is a war. You ever wanted to make something so bad you couldn't sleep? That's how I am with these paintings sometimes. This is my undefeatable video game, my endless book, my song that is playing that I'm dancing my heart out to. And it's hot in the room and it's sweaty and I'm thirsty and I need to go to the bathroom, but I don't want to leave until the song is over. And so I just keep dancing. That's how all this feels. Because I just love it. So this painting that you're currently seeing me making is an alternate timeline. I have been so many things in my life, but I have never truly been everything. Now this isn't me. I didn't I didn't paint myself as this wild, amazing woman. That'd be cool if I had, but I didn't. I imagined what Mar would be like after I was gone. She's got her career, she's got her life, she's got her everything. Just flourishing, blossoming and blooming. She finds this old dress that her grandmother had from the islands. And then she recreates it with markers and paint. She goes out and goes to a thrift store, buys a dress that's kind of plain green, hems it and cuts it so that it looks more modern, puts lace around the waist, and then proceeds with the excellence and amazement of her mother and her father to just find the details and remake every little bit and piece. She has a couple of tattoos to ode her mother and father, and she carries her heart with them in everything she does and everything she wants to do. I just love that that's how that's going, you know? That she's this incredible being that's just beyond anything that I could really kind of worry about not protecting and taking care of. Because much like her mother, she doesn't need me to take care of her. Her mom is Alec in this story. Alec is this great, kind of just amazing person who I know one day is going to be one of the best moms anyone's ever seen. We're going to adopt some amazing child and teach them all the cool stuff that art does. My cat's sitting here judging me. As these lines kind of come onto the canvas, she sits there and she goes, I don't get it. I think of her and I think of critics. And I go, I don't get it. And that's okay. I'd be lying if I said I made it so they would. Because I didn't. I've honestly made this so that I can find peace and joy and happiness in what I do. And I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm legitimately there. And I do love it. And that's what matters. I love it.
These are the underground horns.